What's up, guys? Today we have another griddle review. We've been reviewing what I call budget griddles. You know, maybe they might seem expensive, and what I mean by budget griddles is in the context of our showroom. So we sort of start where the big box stores end. So you're not going to see a lot of our products in big box stores. So a budget model griddle for what you'll find in an Embers showroom starts around $1,000. I shouldn't say that, maybe a little less. These are both around the $1,000 price point, and I'm gonna see the Traeger is my favorite griddle for $1,000. It's like $8.99. It's my favorite one I've reviewed. Today, we're gonna review the new Halo griddle, and it just might be my new favorite. Only one way to find out though. Let's go. Don't forget, if you're in the Denver, Colorado area, you can come to our showroom and check out all these products for yourself. Also, if you're new to our channel, subscribe, do all the things, helps us out a ton. Check out our awesome new golf channel. Tate's playing some golf right now behind me. We put golf on a separate channel. It's really fun and cool. Okay, so what did I love about the Traeger? Well, we loved a lot of things about it. I loved the cart. I loved the side shelves, nice big side shelves. I loved the lid. I loved the grease management system. And I love the value. I think it had a lot of value for $8.99. It held temp really good. It just is a really solid machine, which I wasn't expecting in a gas product out of Traeger. I love their universal rail system. You know, all the hooks and accessories, cup holders, everything attaches to this, same as your Traeger smoker. Just a really packs a lot for $8.99. Really good value. It's windproof. You know, basically has a full funneling system all the way around it, so the wind doesn't bother it. So really solid. Now, just kind of glancing over this Halo, I haven't dug into it too deep, but I think it might be my new favorite. So let's start from the ground up. Casters are a little bit bigger, a little more heavy duty. I would say overall the cart seems about the same. I will say this, the side shelves are definitely worse. They're definitely more flimsy, kind of plasticky. So the worst thing on this thing is the side shelves. If that's the worst thing on this grill, I'll live with that all day. But I do like some features that are much superior. So check this out. I noticed this, and then I looked online. I was like, what is this for? Look at this. So what's awesome is this unscrews from this pedestal, and then this becomes a tabletop model. So you can literally convert this guy into a tabletop model, which is awesome, because now you have like a 2-in-1 grill. Also, you probably noticed this. How cool is that? So it comes with a magnetic leveler. So you can put your level on here, and then you can unscrew or screw your casters to level off your griddle. That is awesome. Now, just kind of looking at this griddle, nothing about it is earth-shattering per se, but the tiny little attention to details, I'm going to show you 5 or 6 things, tiny attention to details that I think are genius, that make it a much better product. For example, it's tabletop convertible. One, it has the built-in level, easy access. It does have the lid like the Traeger. It is just like a clamshell lid system that does open up. I like that it has a lid. I don't think you use a lid too much on a griddle, but it's nice that it has it and kind of protect the cast iron from the elements, that type of thing. Okay, so check this out. Just like the Traeger, it kind of has a lid or a lip all the way around it. So we're fully protected from the wind. Now the Traeger has these little handles because this is cast iron. It's actually really heavy. Now, how cool is this feature over here? Because you're thinking, how in the world am I going to get this out of here? Well, we take our condiment or our tool hooks that unhook. Check this out. Let's go right there. Oh, that's much heavier. That's a lot heavier. But it's awesome. Woo! That's really cool. Really cool feature. Now this does not affect the consumer. It affects me, the retailer, but it's so cool. I have to show you guys. One of my most annoying things that happens with a lot of barbecue manufacturers is this little marketing thing. Everyone uses like glue or sticky stuff. Well, guess what? That glue and sticky stuff gets left in the grill and then you cook with it. Nobody likes that. Look at that, little magnets. They thought of everything. I mean, obviously that's not a big deal, but I think it's cool. Let's check out these burners though. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the bigger one. So the smaller one's more on the line with the Traeger size, but you get a lot more real estate with this larger one. One thing I wasn't crazy about with the Traegers, it does require power to ignite these burners. And the other annoying thing is you can't really tell if they're on or not because you can't see the burners. Check this out. There's a AA battery under here that goes in, so they do not require any power. So you hold this burner in, and it's got a little igniter button right here. Okay, so we sort of have these circular shaped burners, which obviously what I like about that is if you look across the entire surface, that's a very even burning surface, I guess you could say. So we're gonna have very even cooking. Now we're not gonna cook on this model, but I can just tell you right now that it's gonna be very even cooking. And then what else is cool is, unlike the Traeger, look at this. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's got a little clear hole. You just look through there and you can see that the flame's on. So you can just eyeball it to tell if your burner's on or off. How cool is that? I mean, that's as cool as it gets. All right, let's put this back because I have a few more things to show you here. All right, let's check out how this thing works. All right, we finally figured it out. We had it upside down. So your warming rack goes in there and it swivels with the lid. So it can stay on or off with the lid. That's just smart. Like, that's just a little thing that's super smart. And then when you don't want it, my number one annoying thing is, what do you do with warming racks when you're not using them? Nobody likes a warming rack lying around. Look at that, it stores away perfectly. My favorite thing about this thing is the number one most annoying thing with the griddles is grease management. So on the Traeger, they actually have a really good grease management system. Everything dumps into here, and they got a little canister right here that you pull out, a little chute, and it's very easy. Halo said, hold my beer, do one better. So everything dumps into the back of this chute right here. Now here's the coolest part about this. So number one, you don't have a weird hole where food can fall into. This is 100% full contact cooking area. But not only does this dump into this can in the back that I'll show you, but check this out, get in here real good. So what's gonna get all over this gunk and stuff, right, Chris? Look at this. It's got a little squeegee. So you just, look at that rubber squeegee. Spotless. Again, probably a $2 part, $1 part. But the functionality it creates is so significant on these little things that make this grill so much better. So that's really cool. Let's look at the grease management in the back. So this just kind of unhooks here, and you can obviously get like a foil case for this or something, and then it just remounts right on the back. So super cool. Okay, so here's the big question. Is it better than the Traeger? The thing is with griddles, there's only so much. I mean, a griddle is a griddle. It's a 40-inch piece of cast iron with burners underneath it. You need it to cook evenly. You need good grease management, and that's really it. However, there's sort of external ideas, the level, the squeegee, the hooks that detach from this, like everything about it just makes it so much more functional. And they're little things. They're not giant things. But it just makes it a much, oh, the tabletop, I forgot that it turns into a tabletop. It makes it better because all griddles are, the most part, kind of griddles, if that makes sense. And it's $100 more than the Traeger, but it's bigger, and it has a lot better features. So you can get the smaller one, and it's like the same price. So that's just the Halo series. This is in stock here in our Denver showroom. For me, I would declare this the winner as the best budget griddle. Now remember, budget with a caveat. I mean, it's not a $300 Weber or a $300 Blackstone. It's a $1,000 machine, but we sell, $4,000 griddles here. So this would be on the sort of budget side of that. And it's a lot of value for $1,000. Killer value. Stay tuned, we'll see you guys next time.